Hello, welcome to my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. My name is Heather Aston, and I'm so happy that you decided to spend some time with me today. Whether you're a first-time viewer or a continued viewer, I'm just happy that you're here hanging out with me. So, there's the thing, all right? I was doing an unboxing of the companion bundle 1 from Bargain Bead Box. And for those of you who don't know, I have a condition called Durkin's disease that causes memory issues. And when I was opening certain things, I was like, oh no, I didn't do it. And then I'd open the next thing and I'd be like, oh wait, did I? And there are a couple pieces missing out of the bag, like the little baggies out of the big bag. I don't know why. I feel like I did show you my small haul or order from them. I was just going to do a design on the fly anyways. That was the plan for today. So I figured that I would just scrap the unboxing if I didn't already do it. I'm already a few days behind anyways. So let's just get into the fun stuff, which is the designing stuff. So let's go down the mat and see what I come up with. It's almost always a different design on the fly for me because, I'm not going to remember anyways. I like that they kind of introduced um, turquoise to us with gold rather than just turquoise with silver. And I'm actually going to take it a step further. Instead of using silver or gold, I'm going to use some bare bronze wire that I got in my companion bundles that I'm loving. So I have those. Or am I going to use that? I don't know. We'll see. If I'm going to do wire upping, then probably. If not, then I still don't know which one I'll be using. So let's just dump some things out, see what we see. I know that I love these. These are my favorite with the synthetic shell pearls. Love those too. So this is just like I wasn't really a fan of the polymer um, beads, and it's nothing against polymer clay. I just didn't like that version of it. I have these. Never knew how to use them. One of my friends makes some beautiful spiders using larger beads like this. So I asked her if she would make one for my grandma, and she said yes. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ship her some stuff to use in the construction of it, and I'll be very happy. Okay, so these were the two that I really liked. Then my next favorite, as far as the beads go, this immediately caught my eye. And the reason is that I'm very lucky in the in-law realm of the woods. My daughter has the most amazing hubby. They're not married yet, but they're married. But and then she's not my daughter-in-law, it's my son and his girlfriend. But his birthday is in September, which is sapphires. And then I got these, saw them, and was like, how pretty would it be to make her a bracelet of the two of their birthstones on it? I think she'd really like it. I think it would be special to her. So love those two. But these cat's eye beads just caught my eye. I swear when I first saw them, I thought they were a good strand of peach moonstone or something of the sort, so that to find out that they are the cat's eye glass beads, I was like, whoa, okay. Now, if we're going the other thing, you guys, I need 1,000 of these, 1,000 of them. These are my little baby V caps that I already love, only these ones are like textured and etched in, and they're so beautiful. If I could get it up close enough to camera without it being like a complete mess, I would do it, but it's not going to autofocus. Oh, wait. No, wrong one. Okay, that's the one I need. So, I don't know. I might have to pull some silver in. That is so pretty. I just want to make a really dainty necklace, I think. Nothing fussy. Like, at all. Nothing fussy. Just do a really cute bracelet. I do happen to have these bracelet bars that I could dangle things off of. It could also be a pendant, not bracelet bar. Turn it this way, like up and down. You would have 3 places to do drops. Do we maybe do some pretties with this and this? I try to stick to things that come in my box, but it's not a requirement, obviously. It's just a challenge that I give myself. Keep the stuff in the bag, that way I know what it is and where I got it from. Okay. What if we pulled in, instead of grabbing Amazonite, what about we just use these 3 right here? Pull it out because it looks completely different. And we just did varying lengths of drops, with the center one being like the most dramatic. I wouldn't put this like right above this because it's so much bigger. But if I have like this, this, I think it will look okay. I know I'm just babbling. Just sorry. It makes sense in my head. And then I like start thinking about how I said that. I'm like, Heather. So I recently finally broke down and ordered me some eye pens. Normally I make them by myself, but they were for a really good price and it will help with my shoulder or my elbow pain, which I have. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have a really big lipoma right there. And it's pressing and it makes my elbow hurt a lot. So that's why I finally broke down and got these, because I need to be able to continue to do work. So what I'm saying is, you know what? Let me clean. I wish this was more green because I would hang this in the center. Like, even if it is gold, because I could just alternate the metals and that would be really pretty. But the loop is like kind of weird. So it's okay. That'll be a project later, probably with these. Put all of that off to the side. So camera doesn't have to figure out what to focus on with everything. So here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we cut this off, but like if we were to do this, which obviously the bottom one's not going to be on a thing. If we were to do that with the larger gemstone, it's a pretty big difference in size. So I will probably do the glass and then I'll do 2 pieces of the glass and this one of these will be in the middle of it. So, and if I'm making you more confused, I promise there's a method to my madness. Just stick around and we'll get through it together. Besides, I kind of like the idea of a matte bead in between like this beautiful crystal and these faceted glass beads, I think it'll look really pretty. So first thing we're going to do is I need to find my 6-step veil making pliers. That will help keep all of this the same size, which is going to be important for me because I like really little loops. So that I don't always keep them the same size, and I don't want it to look weird. Okay. And I'm not saying that we're not going to string some stuff. Wait. No. Save that for later, Heather. You got this. Don't bring anything else in. You've already created another design. And then when it comes time to obviously wrap everything up, we'll do it from there. So here's what I'm saying. I need to decide if I want to just do, I think I do. All right, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to mock up a bunch of these. That one is broken. So it can go over there. I know I'm going to need at least 6 of these, probably more. Hello. Usually I can find the drill holes if I just follow the, sorry, there's like something under my nail that's pinching and I don't know what it is. Okay, I need at least 6 of these, but the likelihood is that I'll need many more than that. So I'm just going to, since I'm already in this, I'm just going to go ahead and do 10 of them because, like I said, I also want to do earrings. So it won't be wasteful to do them now. Plus, I'd use them again later. 6. I will say this is like probably the straightest bag I've gotten, other than when I spent more money. These are the straightest eye pins I've seen. Oh, that just opened this one a little bit. I should actually see if this is the right size. No, it's actually not the right size. Okay, so I do get to make little loops. Woohoo! Let's see how high up. Just to right there. Interesting. Go ahead and close the eye loop. I'm going to fix the little bunch of it. Do assembly line style. And as soon as we get done with this, guys, as soon as we get what we want to do mapped out, I can go and do this off camera. Some of you are like, no, it's cool. We like to hang out with you. We just listen in the background as we need. And other people are like, you talk too much. So, can't please everybody. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I do know how to count. And now we need some crazy lace ones, but I'm gonna probably try to stick to the orangey yellows and reds and whatnot, because those are the colors that are playing nicely with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 6 of these. I will probably only use 4 in the necklace. So that leaves me 2 more for a pair of earrings. And I want the this is gonna sound funny, but I want the lighter yellow. But I want some to be it just depends on what I decide to do with them. If they're gonna be used in the necklace or on earrings may change my mind about this. I just want it to be a nice continuity with these. So that's all. And then I will use ball head pins for the bottom of the crystals. For the bottom crystals. So I will need 3 of those. But we can finish this first. Oh, that's a little bit more like the reddy yellow. This is probably the same one I just put down. I realized that, and if it was and you're laughing at me at home, please do not feel bad because I'm just sitting here in my head going, wait, is that the one you just picked up, and laughing at myself? So at least somebody would be laughing with me. Do do do. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go for this one. I know I'm being picky, but it's okay. I am a picky, you know what, but that's just the way things be sometimes. Let's see this one. This one's gonna be the winner. Alrighty, next up in our assembly line is folding over and wrapping loops. So I'm going to do all of that real quick and I will be right back. I just realized that I didn't show you how to wrap any of these up. So I'm going to finish bending these over, which is all I'm doing. I'm just bending them. But just so you know, I'm bending them so I roll up the opposite way as the other side, meaning that on this loop, I would bump it out here. On this one, if I don't do it the same way, it doesn't have the same balance. And I tested that it actually does matter and actually does make a difference. Because I was like, there's no way it causes difference. It does. Because the way the loop is formed, it comes down. So this side is always going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit rounder. So it is important. The difference isn't like crazy noticeable on most stuff, but in something like when you're wrapping, like when you're going to be doing a beaded chain, it is important. So you always want to point your loop and your wire in the same direction. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these on some ball head pins, which I just had right here. Trying to be better about having everything I need right, even though it's a design on the fly, and I don't know what I'm going to do, because I would have sworn I was going to use gold. So, oh, I need one more. Okay, there we go. So again, we're just going to put 3 of these. I wonder what it would look like if we did do upside down. Do I want to be different? Then the sides difference wouldn't be as noticeable because the widest part of this crystal is 6 millimeter, as is the, I think I'm gonna point my crystals down Yes, yes, I am. I'm gonna point my crystals down. The only reason I hesitated for just a moment was because these are silver plated ones. So I was like, are you gonna be okay if you have to cut those off? Yes, I will be. Okay, now these are all bent over. Now let me go ahead and show you. Especially because I'm not going to just be doing a simple loop on these. I'm going to do my hybrid, which is not a wrap loop, not a simple loop, but somewhere in the middle, because all I do is go ahead and wrap the wire around to the other side, making one rotation. That's it. And I like that because it straightens up the so what was I just gonna say? Because it strengthens the simple loop without having to take all of the space that a wrap loop has. So it's just very simple. And I like the way that it looks. I just like it. Okay, I was talking, so I figured I'd do this while I was talking. So you have it at a 90-degree angle. Again, my way is not necessarily the correct way or the way that will catch on with you. Make sure that I always advise to make sure that you watch like three to five people on any given technique, because we all learn different and we all teach different. So it's a good thing. So even though it's at a 90-degree angle, I like to put my bottom, I like to put that right in the groove. Okay. We're going to come up, over, and down. We're going to rotate our round nose pliers till they are parallel with the board. And then we're going to pull our wire over. And then you have that. Now, most people would have clipped this off. Here, I'll show you on not sterling silver. Oh, those are silver plated too. It's all right. These ones are less expensive, so it's okay. Okay, what was I going to show now? Oh, so the way most people do simple loops is they bend the wire up at the top, then they measure out 1/4 of an inch, which for most people is the width of your pointer finger. Then they clip off, and then they roll up their simple loop like that. Some people, and you have, so you see how they're different? I hope you can. Like, this is the rounded size while that part's flat. This is the rounded side while that part's flat. So you have that. That's the way most people do. Unless I don't know any instance where this would necessarily be a bad thing. Unless someone pulls on your jewelry, you're not really going to notice. But it is more secure. So that's what I'm going to teach you real quick. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. There. I'm going to grab the loop with the with my micro bent chain nose pliers, and these are Beading brand. They're very good. I like these a lot, especially when wrapping loops. So all I'm going to do is, like I showed you before, you don't have to use a plier. You can just rotate that around until it meets back with the other wire. and then go in and cut it. And like I said, it's not a wrapped loop. It's not a simple loop. It's a hybrid. It's somewhere in the middle of the situation. I personally prefer to tuck in my ends once the beads are on. Not that I have a choice this way, but even when I do it on the other side, I prefer to do it after I put the bead on. It's just easier for me that way. But there's that. Okay, I need to get all the rest of these things wrapped up, and then I'll come back and we'll decide what we're going to do, how many of it we're going to use, and all of that. Okay, and I'm back. So we just need to decide how we want these to hang. Why am I doing that? I want them to hang like this. So, oh, scooch up, Heather. I want to hang these like this, you know, so that it's like really pretty, and then just have like different beads in between these and the loops, obviously. So we have one of the puppies is barking at me because the baby gate's up and she can't get back here. But she doesn't need to be back here. I hope these ones don't line up. Okay, that one's fine now. Okay. So I think with this one, I think we just do like that with one of the crystals above the crazy lace agate as well. And then we do the same thing over here, because I want to keep the rest of the necklace really short and up higher on your neck. And then you just have those, we'll just have these dangling down. So let's start with the middle, because we will need one more crystal and one more crazy lace than we will for the side. So we're going to need 2 of those and 2, 3 of these, hopefully. Now, here's something I'm curious. If I connect the not looped one with the looped one, can I get away with not putting jump rings in between? Because I didn't think about that until I had already wrapped a bunch of these. So if I need to go to the jump ring route, I can. I just kind of want to try not to. And it doesn't look like it's going to work. Because even if I do that, how is this one going to go into here? Okay, we're going to have to use jump rings, which is fine. I'm using bitty ones, so it's not even going to be that big of a deal. Actually, I have smaller ones than these ones. So, okay, here we go. Little snap. And if those end up being too small, we can go with those. But okay, let's go ahead and put these away so I don't mix them up. And we can get back to business. Okay, like I said, I'd rather use the smaller ones if at all possible, which it should be, because there's not like, it's not holding a bunch of weight. Okay, grab it. And it's the itty bitty babies like these that make these little micro pliers, or I hope I'm not saying that wrong, Beadle on. I really am. Okay, We're going to open it up. We're going to put one of the crystals on and one of the crazy lace agates on here. Let's see if we can do it. There you go. You get in there. You get in there. Yeah, I don't know. I should be able to get this all on there because it's not that there's a lack of room within the jump ring. It's that there's a lack of room for my clumsy fingers to get the wire into the. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go up in size. It's okay. It's not that much up in size. Oh, these ones are just too itty bitty. I might have to send these to Randy and she can have some more tinky tots. I'm sure I don't know. There's a reason to have something in here because I've probably tried this like a gazillion times now. So as long as they're in my house, I'm gonna keep trying. Oh, I thought these were smaller than this. Is this the next size? The next smallest size I have? No, it is not. These are. So let's put these back in here. These are 4, those are 3. So that's why. And then I have 2 size 4s as well as 2 size 5s. And one is denoting or measuring the inside diameter, and the other one is it's just a pain. Okay, itty bitty shiny, or maybe it's the 3mm and the 4mm. I don't know which it is, but we're just gonna go and start opening and attaching rings. So crystal, crazy lace. And then we're simply gonna grab another jump ring. These must be measuring the inside, not the outside diameter. Because otherwise, these are not 3mm. Not if you're measuring the outer diameter. Okay, I'm completely off of screen because I have just zoomed in too far. There we go. I'm also off-centered in my chair because it does not like this mat I got, and it's driving me nuts. I need to just buckle down and get a decent chair mat, but I haven't done that, and so it just moves and it sticks, and it's like, it's just a whole issue. Okay, so this is the first side. Now, the one place I would prefer to connect completely is going to be connecting this to that. That way we don't have too much extra length, because I would like this to be higher up on the neck. And these are marketed as bracelet bars, but I like to find alternative, and I like to see other people find alternative uses for things outside of the original cost. After all, if you go to bead storage aisles and buy something that looks like this, it's $4, maybe $5. You go to the drugstore or the medicine aisle, and it's cheaper. It's just like, okay, if you want the top one, that one needs to go there. I don't know. They just know that they can market things in a different way with a different name or whatever else and mark it up. Which, if it was another crafter that figured that out and created it, I'm not as mad at you, but you know. But it seems like most of the time, like a woman has the idea with craft supplies, at least. Probably not only craft supplies, but you know what I mean. And what was I going to say? Female does it. Their husband says, "Why do you have a pill organizer on your desk?" "Oh, I'm using it to store this." "Oh, does it work well for that?" "Yeah, really well." "Oh," and then they go and make it and rebrand it something else. Like I said, I want that one to connect directly. Let's do the last one. We're gonna need more than I originally had out here. I don't know why. That is. If we find this is too long, we can do this. We can take the last crystal off. I don't think it is going to be too long. I think it's going to look beautiful on a bust and it will be very pretty. I wish I could show you, but the only busts I have at the moment are velvet. And if I open them up here, even if I don't open them up here, if I go to my niece's craft fair or whatever else, I need to be, nope, Heather, wrong way. That one. Sorry. I want to make sure I have it facing with the open loop up. I completely forget what I was saying. Sorry. Oh, even if I don't open it here, when I get where I'm going, it has dust and or dog fur on it almost immediately. So it's just a pain, but yeah. And Crystal, jump ring. Crazy lace agate. Mm, crazy lace. Crystal. I'm so proud of myself for actually sitting here and opening these properly rather than using my thumbnail. It's actually easier because if I use my thumbnail, I still have to pick up the pliers. So it only like slows one aspect of the consideration. Okay. And then this and the crystal. And again, if we need to shorten it, we can just take this bottom crystal off and it will be just fine. But again, I want to keep the top one connected directly on. Oh, come on. Don't be a pain and say that you're too little for me to do this. That will annoy me. There we go. No, I got it, but I did just find a pokey bit on this crystal. And I don't know why. Oh, that was close. I thought I cracked my crystal. Okay. Oh, I hope this isn't too long. Sorry. Move it up. But you see why I want the necklace to be shorter? I even almost opened. Oh, oops, I put this on the way. I even have like two. Well, I was doing it the right way. I cannot remember what I was trying to say. What are, who is messing with what? Quinn, what do you have? Yes, you. Don't look at me like you're innocent. Don't walk away so I can't see you either. Girlfriend, I love you, but you better not be messing stuff up. Pain in my tuchus. All right, we're going to open this, connect directly to the connector, and then I don't think I am going to wire, like, well, oh, these aren't lining up. That's why. I was like, why was that so difficult to close? Because I had it on wrong. You guys. Oh, no, that's why. I'm like, why is this not closing? Because you're connecting it to the wrong part. And the loops up here are thicker than these ones down here. So, oh, I love the green like crazy lace. The only thing that I'm going to have an issue with is, well, that I need to figure out the crystals. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to have to add this color in someplace else. But maybe if we just do something like that, and then for the next size, we could use the crystals in between, and then the back comes back down again with the crazy lace, and so on and so forth. So let's get me a little stringy string. We also have to decide if I can even do that. The loops aren't facing the right. I'm going to potentially sacrifice one of these to see if it works. Because if I want to string in the middle here, which would look very pretty, I'm gonna have to turn these top loops because they're facing the wrong direction. And it's because it's for a bracelet, not a necklace. Nope. Sacrificed it was. And I'm going to have to figure out something to do with this because I just did that. Man, Heather, I knew it was a possibility. I was just, they're really like heavy feeling and like, I can't just bend this. So I didn't think I should have known. But, now none of you will do that. You're like, we don't have those, Heather. We don't have those. I could do a beaded chain and just connect it with the jump rings to these. That would be a possibility. Okay. Because I have these left over still. So, like, I could just, I think I would probably need, let's see, if we go down, go back up, and come to here. I wonder if that'll work or if that's way too much. What if we just did direct connect? No, because you also have to open the other side. Do I though? Let me see. So if I connect the simple loop to the other one, then the other side becomes the one that you can connect it to. So then if we connect this, I do not know what happened. Oh, it's wrong. I was opening the wrong way. Then we connect this to the hybrid loop. Pull that up. And then again, we open the simple loop. We connect it to the hybrid loop. Open to the non-simple loop. Like that. And then if we need to, which on this one we might, or I'm just going to make a simple loop out of one of these. The only thing is if this was just ever so slightly wired, and it looks completely different down on the mat. I understand that. Do I just redo this one, even if I still, and just connect it the same way? So that I have two simple loops that go directly into there? I think I might. I think I might. We'll at least test the theory and see if it looks good. Let's try it out. We're just going to put another crystal in here. We're going to bend the loop and you need to lower that like that. We're going to measure this one out. And we're going to make a simple loop. Make sure this is straight. There we go. We're going to come in here. We're going to take this one off. And we're going to put the one that has simple loops on both ends back on. Oh, what am I doing, Heather? Oh, no. You are doing the right thing. It's okay, Heather. I'm like, what is happening? I thought maybe I was grabbing the wrong, which this is the only beaded chain I have, so. If it's wrong, there's not a right one. Currently, anyways. Okay. So now let's try connecting that to our little bar here. Across to the other side. And if we need just a little bit more space, like I said, we can always attach it using a jump ring. Yeah, it doesn't lay right. That's exactly what needs to happen. If I can even take this off now, because it's too tight. I cannot. Okay. Well, we have to try or we'll never know, right? This one also needs to come off, though. Please don't just. I don't want to have to redo this one too, so I'm going to try to be careful and get it off. I shouldn't have forced it, honestly, issue. Okie dokie. So now we can just put this one back on without having to wire wrap an entire. I don't think this is life or death or anything. It's just jewelry. So if we don't try things out, we won't discover our next favorite hobby, our next favorite whatever. You gotta try things. Try new things. Okay. We'll open this. I think my husband is in the room eating my chips. All right, let's try this again, but with jump rings. Though I may use these ones because they're made of thicker wire than my other ones. Even these just need to be picked up and put back in for now. Put them on my bead mat. I don't want to keep just scooching beads up to the top because then they never get put away and I have massive amounts of beads too. So I'll do this and this. Grab myself some of the thicker jump rings. Hold on just 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. And then we'll get to stringing the rest of this necklace. I'm really hoping this works. Ooh, puppy vaccines are here. So if you hear the dogs bark, that's what it is. FedEx is here with the puppy vaccines. Alrighty. Let's grab the other side of this. And do that. There we go. I had to hold it a certain way. I don't know. We'll see what I think when everything's all added to it. It might look cute. It's just like a faux dual strand. That's all it is. But it might look cute up against your neck since I want the strung part. I don't want it very long at all. I want it just big enough to go around. So that would mean, oh my goodness, I don't know how round a neck is. I know mine, unfortunately, is a little larger. Where is my fabric? There it is. Let me see. $16 inches. So if we do 18 inches on either side, then I think it'll work. Okay, let's find my silver wire. That's not it. But I swear to you, it did exist on my bead mat a very short time ago. Oh, there it is. See, I told ya. Right here. I had it out. Why it got moved over there, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 sections of beading wire that are probably, I don't know, 11 inches long. So a little bit longer than this, or not 11 inches. Oh, why I just said that would make no sense at all. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't factor in class or anything. Yeah, okay, that's right. I'm not a crazy person. Man, oh man, I go through a soft flex. And I'm just gonna put a clip at the end because I don't want to tie this off yet until we get closer. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that obviously we start with, or not obviously, but we start with one of the crystals. So the crystal is like right there. And then we would go right into our pattern. So this one would be pointed down. We'd put Crazy Lace Agate on. No, you know what? I think I might want little daisy chains up around the neck. I could be wrong, or the other thought could be these white Mayuki Delica beads. They are the color. I honestly don't see the color. Oh, white pearl AB. So we could do that. Let me see what that looks like before I get out the daisy spacers. Let's see what we think about that. No, I don't like that. I think that if I had the white Delica and then the silver spacers, which lucky for me, a bunch more came in because I have misplaced my 4mm daisy spacers. And then I get the silver plated ones, the sterling silver plated ones. So okay, so if we take that and we put the silver on, and then we put another white Delica. Nope, I don't want the Delicas. I may not always know what I want, but I know what I don't want. Always. Always, always. I see it and I'm like, nope. And then we'll alternate the Crazy Lace Agate. And then we will put the wider bottom, but know that Fat Bottom Girl song is playing in my head. Because that's what I was thinking. Oh, I'll put the flat bottom or the fat bottom down. And then immediately that starts playing in my head, and I'm like, you are insane. There's the hole. Yeah, I like the silver because we have the silver loops between this, so that's what helps us. And then we're gonna go to the other side. This still seems like a lot of wire. Oh my gosh, it is a lot of wire because I cut 2 to go all the way around when I only need to cut 1. Heather. Okay. I am crazy, but I'm not crazy at the same time in this scenario. I'm not crazy thinking it's too much soft flex, but I am crazy for having thought that, like, I needed that much wire. All right. So, do I only have 4 more of these? I was not paying attention. And of course, I'm going to have an odd number of, instead of, why do I have 1 out on all of my beads in this box? That's wrong. Is that one? No. Ooh, but there is some. Have an idea. I'm gonna fix it. Literally, I'm gonna fix it. I'm so happy right now. Just wait a second. Just wait. You see what I see? There are smaller ones too. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie, now I'm wanting to like build these in down here, but no, they're not necessary. And in fact, I may not use these green ones at all. I may pivot to these and save these for earrings and another project. But first, I need to count out how many of each one I have, which it doesn't look like I have enough to do to get rid of the other one altogether. But we can just work more of this like little bead mix up in here. We have 6 of these. So let's see. There's another of the lighter blue ones. There are some pretty green crystals. It would have been cute. So yeah, I'll save those for. Are these like little mushroom beads? Huh. Those are adorable. I hope that's what they're called. If not, that's what they need to be called because they look like itty bitty little mushrooms. I don't know why. I just kind of put the bead mix to the side thinking, oh, it's all right. We don't need that. And now it is making me so happy. Okay, so let's see how many I have these for both sides. I have more crazy lace agate. I just don't have more matte crazy lace agate. So that's the problem. So I've already used 3 over here. So we need to move 3 here. And then we can go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Dude, this box. Look at this. Oh, but I do need to keep one of each of these out. So I'm going to make a matching pair of earrings. Okay. We're just going to take all of this off. So I think I'd rather use the clusters or other things. We do have our lips too. And there are some of the same color as that within here. But I don't think that they're bigger. I don't think that in between those, it'll be enough of a difference, but we can always give it a try. And what I mean is I'm putting this between so that it's not scratching your skin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This has an even number. We just need to see if it's going to be scratchy. up against the skin, because if this is going to be on your neck, scratchy is not a word I'd want to hear. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our wire, and we're going to put one of these beads on, and then one of the triangle beads on, and then another one of these on, and see if that's still scratchy. No, it's not. It's actually not. Not 100% sure that I want to pull out to separate all of these yet, but it's good to know I have the option because it is not scratchy. Okay. And while we're here, folks, I'm going to just cut this in half. Okay, this will make it easier to plan this now. So again, let's start with a crystal. A daisy spacer. Maybe 2 daisy spacers. I love a good stacked spacer moment. So I only have like 3 of these for each side if I were to use them. But I'm wondering if I just don't. Hold on. Let me just try this real quick. We're going to go bead cap, bead cap. And then we go crazy lace, bead caps, crystal, bamboo. So if I did it that way, I don't know that it's smart to start with it down here. Because I only have one more, so I'd only be able to get through this repeat one more time. Or I'm just going to have to use chain. There's no 2 ways about it, which I don't mind. I'm going to go back to the original thing with the crystals, put it together, pattern it. I'll be right back. We're more than likely going to be adding chain, so just a moment. So I had to make some changes, but I love this necklace. I'm so happy with it. Problem was that if I used all 3 drops down here, I was 1 short for my pattern that I figured out and wanted to do. So, wait, does something come off this one? No. Every time I lay it down, it looks like one's longer than the other, but it's not. Okay, so here's what we did. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can kind of, wrong way, Heather, see the pattern better. So what I did is I put the daisy spacers, and I used 2 in between almost everything. Like there was 2 and, or like 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. So, but then when I did the 2 daisy spacers into the crazy lace agate, I switched to only one in between those. That way it's kind of its own part of the pattern. So we just have the glass bead, crazy lace agate, these fat bottomed drop beads, and then we go back to the crazy lace agate. So there is let's see, one and then two repeats, and then we have this, and this is the best size. I'm going to go to full screen. Oops. I'm going to grab another clip just to be safe, so that if something happens and my hand drops it. Yeah, see, this is the perfect Becky length necklace. I love it a lot. We still have our little faux double strand, which is so pretty, and I love it. So let's go back down to the mat and finish it off. I was originally going to do chain at the back of the neck, but I'm happy with the length of it. So instead, I'm just gonna tie it off, and then should I put a couple more crystals? I have plenty of crystals and daisy space. So I could do a few more just for around the back of the neck. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think I am gonna go ahead and do two more. Like two more on either side. One. So the end of it will be like three crystals on either side. And that gives it just a tad bit more room. I mean, it's not much. It's not. I'm going to close this up before I open that one up so I don't forget. Alrighty, so now I need my crimps. Yeah, I went ahead and pulled out the daisy spacers just to give myself some more length, since I only had 10 of these beads. If I would have had another 10, I would still have the bottom the way I originally designed it, but it's not something like I'm all bummed out about. But I am going to do my faux wrap loop, simple loop, whatever, little connector for the clasp of this, because that's the way I love to make my clasp. As you've seen, I just feel secure that way, because I don't want to attach them and then have things, my goodness, and then something go wrong. Okay, I have crisscrossed my soft wax, so it's not letting me pull it down, and I don't want there to be a gap, like a gap situation, but I also don't like my loops long. And I'm trying to finish because Becky and Jenny are going live in 20 minutes, and I enjoy being on with them and like getting to watch them bead. So I'm gonna pull this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, magical crimper. I'm not gonna go into it right now because I'm literally going to run out of time. But I have a bracelet idea for after, and not to go with this. I have a completely different like bracelet designs, but when I do that video, I'll do the earrings on that. So that will be sometime tomorrow. And if you're from in the future, It's already done. And will be the next video thereafter. So add a couple more crystals with a couple more daisy spacers so that I can get going. And then I have some wire work I need to do as I watch Becky and Jenny. I need like a few more spacers. 2 more, right? Yeah, 2. Oh, I'm only 1 short. I just need to poke a hole in this one because the silver plating covered the hole. 1, 2, and 3. The cat eye makes it even harder to find the holes on these faceted beads because sometimes the line isn't actually like where it needs to be, so it's kind of a pass, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and put our loop through, pull it down without crisscrossing, please. And thank you. Slow down, honey. You have 18 minutes before they go live. You've got plenty of time. None of the rest of the stuff you've got to do takes long. It's a jump ring and a clasp, and we're good to go. Other than the fact that I don't know that I have any silver clasps right here. I guess I didn't get everything ready like I thought I did. No, did I? And I can't find my double flash cutter. Oh, they're where they go. Imagine that. Okay. You don't need this big of a piece of wire. I don't know why I cut that big of a piece of wire. I am going to use my silk set though, making plier though, just to make sure. So, stick your wire in between the first and second step on the bottom, roll around until it meets with the other side, and give it just a little kick. Not all the way, just a little one. Then you're going to point your loop away from whichever hole you're going to use, and I think I'm going to do the 3rd step, not the 4th step. Like that. Wrap the wire up and in front of the loop. You're going to pull it up just enough to get this below the loop. You're going to turn your hands like this. And hold up. I got to grab my Randy pliers. Grab the piece of wire. Twist. Oh, wrong way. Okay, don't do that. I could probably still salvage that, but I want you guys to be able to see what it is I'm doing. Okay, here we go again now. First step. We're going to roll the loop around until it touches and do about a half kick. Then you're going to point your loop away from the barrel that you're going to wrap it around. Up, over, and across. Pull it up just enough that you can push that thing down and get it around. Then grab your Randy plug. Why does it keep doing that? I don't know. Maybe I need to turn around the way I do it. Yeah, that must be. Sorry about that, guys. No, this is not the way I do it. Oh, deep breath. You can do it. You're making this way harder than it needs to be. I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, why it's okay. The loop away from where it needs to be. Turn straight up, over, across. Take this, bring it down and around. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to take it off of here. I'm going to grab my pliers and hold that loop. And now I'm going to wrap it around. I don't know why it's doing that. Do I need to hold the back one instead? That's the problem? Apparently. Okay, don't know why this was so difficult. I normally do it while it's still attached. But all I do is wrap the wire around until there's two one-way on both the front and the back. Then you cut off the excess. Make sure everything's pushed down nicely. Then you open your simple loop and attach it to the side of your necklace. And then you take the simple loop and put it back down, and you want to kind of squish it back between the wrap so that it's harder to come undone because it's tucked down in the wrap. Then, as I said, I need to find a lobster claw. I have some. These are all stainless steel. Oh, nope, kind of silver. Okay, this is what we're going with. Because this is what we've got right here. Okay. Then we're just going to take a jump ring. I have some of these um am I not supposed to finish this necklace? Ooh, let's try. Let's try this again. Third time's a charm, right? Ugh. Look at that. Knock off. Are you? Oh, I thought this one just flipped too. Knock on wood is what I was about to say, because I wasn't finished. Goodness gracious. I may actually have enough time to do the pair of earrings because they're not difficult. There's our beautiful necklace, guys. I love it. Obsessed. Get back where you're supposed to be. Look at how pretty that is. Even if it doesn't have all three crystals at the bottom. Just because your first idea may not work doesn't mean that you should give up. Okay, earrings are going to be easy peasy, so I'm going to go ahead and do them right now. FYI, if you're in a pinch and you need a quick earring, grab one of your smaller eye pins. Again, put the loop away from you wherever you're going to wrap around. I generally like the fifth step. You're going to point the loop away. Yep. And then you're just going to push up, over, and back. It might have been better to do the fourth step. These are a little bit shorter. Oh, these are 18 millimeter, not 20 millimeter. Yes, the 2 millimeter makes a difference, but this will still work. It's not that it won't work, but just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Push it away from the loop we want, up, over, the rest of the way. And to make sure you get a nice round fit, you can use your pliers and just kind of push that down. Except for me tonight. But you can always just kind of like pinch it and it will rock itself together. If you like a kick on your earring, by all means do it. I don't. I have crooked holes and I actually really like these. So yeah. So because we don't have any more crystals, right? We don't have more crystals. I'm pretty sure we don't have any more crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah, 9. So I have one left. But that's okay because what we're going to do is we are going to just make some cute little drop earrings real quick. We're going to mimic the outside spots, which just has the crystal, the crazy lace agate, and another crystal. And I think those will be really cute. Here's another. Put a crystal on it. And yes, I could be folding these over the end right now as I'm making them, but I don't do that. I've cracked more crystals that way than using pliers. For me, doing it with the pliers just works better because then you're kind of like bouncing it around. So let me see. Where is I have those two. Do I have any other ones? Wow, look at that. My one drop. So sad. Probably gonna see if they have any more. Okay. So here's our crazy lace agate. Put them each on a head pin. And then, like I said, I like to do it with pliers. So I get to where the loop is facing away from me and I'm going to bend the wire in the same spot. So I like to leave about that much room and then I bend it over. Do it on the next one. Point the loop, the wire away from you. Give yourself about 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters. I don't even know what I did. Again with the crystals as well. Oh my gosh, you guys. You would think it's like 11 o'clock at night. Let me rest assure you, it most certainly is not. It's almost 8:30, and that's when Becky and Jenny come on. But it's most certainly not 10 o'clock. And my Friday happy hour glass is still pretty full. So it's not that. Okay, then all you're going to do after this is clip them off. And at this point in time, I'm just going to go ahead and do the loops quickly since I showed you them earlier. Nope, close. Okay. For some reason, these are not squared up. There we go. So now I'm just going to kind of squish that one in, even though I'm going to open it in 2 seconds. So I can't tell you why I just did that. Put this against my finger. Snip, leaving myself 1/4 of an inch. Oh, what am I doing? I'm a knucklehead. I need 2 crystals on ball head pins. Where are those? I just had them, you guys. You guys know it's not, because I just used them. I literally just had the box of them on the desk. And of course, now that I tried to do a little rushy rush so that I could be done in time to watch the sisters, they're not going to be here. So instead, what I'm going to do, because, oh, they're right here on top of my drawer. And if I had smaller ones, I would definitely be using them because these are sterling silver. So I will keep the rest of anything I don't use for these earrings, and probably I might even use them to make the ear wires, because there's more than enough left over to do so. So that might just be the key. And then I'm going to do the first step. Okay. There's the first one. Oh, it just broke. Man. That's okay. We'd rather have it break now than when someone purchases it and goes to put it on and then they're like, your thing sucks. So there was obviously something wrong with that metal. A quarter of an inch. And there. Roll this back. Okay. Roll up the rest of these. And I'm probably just going to do the first one because now there was a little bit of a time crunch. But I've got to adjust these loops so they line up. There we go. Open this. Attach the bottom. Close it up. Then we're going to do one more of the crystals. Make sure my loops are lined up, and they are, but I'm going to give this a little bit of kick. So it's centered. We're going to attach it to the crazy lace agate on one side. And then we will attach it to our ear wire. So I got 1 minute to go. I think I can do it. What do you guys think? I think I can do it. See, I do not know why, but my simple loops never, ever turn out correctly. They're always bent up or bent to the side or this or that. It's so annoying. It's the one area where gotta grab the smaller ones. A little bit smaller than I anticipated to. But I intended to, is what I was trying to say. I just can't talk tonight. Okay, open it, attach it to the crazy lace agate. Close the loop. Then we're going to grab this loop, open it, put it through the crazy lace agate on one. And then on to my earring hook with the other. Or my ear wire, I should say. There we go. Very nice. I like it a lot. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry if my craziness was a little bit distracting. Hope you'll come back. I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button, subscribe, share it, and leave me a comment. I would really appreciate it. Now, until next time, as always, happy beading.